I just got to put a quick note in. Sydney Sweeney's mid.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, yeah.
Saving the hottest
Let
takes for last, my friend.
Hot take.
let's let's literally talk about this because prior to recording this, I had to ask him what his celebrity crush was just to kind of gauge my last question. And I was like, "Are you a fan of Sydney Sweeney?" Because I didn't want to ask celebrity crush, and he was like, "No, I think she's mid."
Everybody, welcome back to the Two Man Podcast. We got a very special podcast out this week. As you can see, the two man has become the three man. We have a very special guest. Welcome to the podcast, Matt LaRocca, man. How's it going?
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for having me,
Crock.
boys.
Crocky, we're very excited. We thought, who better of a guest of one of our bigger supporters of the podcast. So thank you very much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Welcome to the pod, man. It's so happy to have you on. Tyler and I were talking about who we should have as our next guest on, and it was an easy answer. It was definitely the Croc.
Oh,
Was
thank you,
very
thank you.
happy to have you on here. But we got an action-packed episode for you guys. So Tyler is going to give us his two-man thought of the week about his lovely, lovely car. We're gonna go into some New York baseball talk with Croc. Kind of just go over the playoffs right now, an exciting finish to the end of the season. And then we are going to talk about some football. And we're gonna go into some Marvel talk. Get to know a little bit about Croc's Marvel, top five movies, anticipated movies, and how Agatha all along is going. And then Tyler and I went to go see the Basement Yard this past week, so we're gonna talk about our little experience doing that. And then finally, we got some games for Croc. So I hope you guys are ready to tune in because it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be. And I'll kick it right off with a two-man thought of the week. I thought, didn't want to steal too much of the limelight away from our special guest, but I think this applies to kind of everyone involved. And to give a update on the car that, Croc has kind of donned the lemon, the garbage truck of all of us,
The lemon.
because, since I've had it, it's had some problems, transmission, stuff within the engine underneath the car. So, yeah, it's just been kind of what's wrong with it this year, this month. So it seems like, unfortunately, that came to an end today as I'm giving the update to the boys live. I took it for some work last week, had some loud noises coming from underneath it. They diagnosed all of the check engine lights and they said, this is the work we have to do. That loud noise can be saved for another time. It's a differential, which is just super loud. They said it doesn't look like it's going to be too immediate of a problem. So they did all the other work. They said the noise is just going to stay there no matter what. So obviously I've been driving it. The noise has been there for about the past week since I've done work on it. I had to go to a work event today. And as I was driving home, the noise was getting louder and louder. And as I was coming on the on-ramp on right around Springfield, it hesitated almost a little bit. I wouldn't say it died. I wouldn't say it gave a complete stop because I had a car behind me, but it almost gave a little jolt, almost like it, just got a couple cc's to the chest. And I was like, all right, I got about 25, 30 minutes till I get home. Let's just take it easy. Let's take it there, and I won't drive it for a while, or I'll try and take it to the shop. So I'm driving. About 10 minutes later, the noise is getting so loud. I can barely hear the podcast I'm listening to. I mean, the noise is screaming from underneath the car. So I'm like, what the hell? And now the front of the car is shaking. I can hear things shaking in the engine. And, I'm driving like this going, what the hell? I'm in the middle lane. So I'm like, oh, this isn't good. And then all of a sudden now I'm stepping on the gas and the RPMs are shooting up, but I'm not really driving that fast. I'm going, okay. I'm 3 exits away. Let's see if I can get there. But once the RPM started going, I said, no way. So I pulled it off to the side of the road. Here I am on the side of I-91, just watching the cars go by. So I had to call a tow truck who said they wouldn't be there for like 2.5 hours.
Holy shit.
So I'm sitting in the car for about 40 minutes. Luckily, my lovely girlfriend, Taylor, she was able to get off work early. She picked me up on the shoulder of the highway, because the tow truck company, which I didn't know this, they said they don't need you to be in the car. It's actually kind of easier for them. Didn't know that. Yeah. So long story short, why we hesitated and had to delay recording the beginning of this podcast is live breaking news. They called me, said the differential they gave me a quote on that they thought would last longer failed. It is toast. It needs to be replaced, and it's going to cost me $5,700 to replace the part. So I hung up, gathered my thoughts, called my parents because that is a bunch of money. And I said, listen, that's almost the price of another used car. Let's just call it. So basically, I pulled the plug on the car. I said, hey, can you leave it there for a couple of days? I'm going to have to call tomorrow, get it towed back here, and then I'm going to have to find a junk place that can scrap it for me and get some cash for that. So it is the end of a run that probably lasted longer than most people thought.
Dude, 5,700 is actually a ridiculous amount. That's crazy. That's almost more than you paid for the car.
Almost, yeah.
Well, he's already put in more than he's paid for the car.
Yeah,
we're at 12 grand right now.
Yeah, honestly,
there's 5,700.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, there's been problems with the transmission. I mean, that cost me $2,000 right off the rip, and I just got some work done. Every time I go, it's almost like $1,000 to $2,000 of work that needs to be done. But yeah, so it seems like it's going to have a run. It's end of a run here. I was telling Croc too. Maybe we'll have to try and Monsters Inc. it somehow so they can trash compact it into a cube. Maybe I can display it because the lure of the car, it's there. You know, I'm not going to miss the problems with it, but I am going to miss it. It's your first car, so.
No, yeah, dude, I love that car too. We took that on long rides to baseball games. We packed a bunch of people in. One of the first times you got the car, we drove it on Stonebridge property around the whole golf course.
Yep,
it was crazy.
Yep, exactly. And then I've driven Croc and
the rest of us.
We took it on the beach many, many times.
Seashells and all.
Yeah, seashells and all. Honestly, was probably one of the problems with it. I'd do it again, but driving it to Massachusetts on club baseball with you, Carl, and driving it on the beach with you, Croc. I mean, Croc can attest to this too, but, you know, Bobby would take his mom's truck much higher up, four-wheel drive. Thing would sail across the sand. No problem. Every other car, sail across the sand. Everyone wanted to get in my car because how rambunctious it got. And because we would sit there, and it was just, every bump, you would just feel every bump like this, man. And it was crazy. And, you know, it definitely did not help with the car. Hopefully, I mean, listen, I'm scrapping the car, so insurance can't listen to this. But, you know, the car. We had some fun on the beach, though, Croc, so.
Could you imagine the insurance company looking at our podcast to see what the hell happened? You know, listen, to them, I tip my cap to
exactly.
them.
That's another viewer.
Yeah, listen, all the views matter.
Add them up.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, boys. So
amazing.
You know, I'll try and see whenever I junk it if they can either take a video or save a piece for me. But you know, next time you'll see it, or last time you saw it was the last time.
I want a piece of the door, a piece of that green door. Yeah,
I'll have to. Croc, honestly,
I'll take the transmission.
Yeah,
I'll take the transmission.
Yeah, honestly. Croc, I just remembered too. Remember we had Molnir in the car. Remember you put the clay, it's still sitting there. He's the one who put the clay on the dash so that the hammer's sitting there too. So yeah, I'm gonna
take that off before you crush it, right?
Absolutely. I'm gonna have to take all the nice memorabilia out of it and now go car shopping next week, which doesn't seem fun to me because cars cost.
Do you still have the Chewbacca strap, or you didn't have the Chewbacca?
I do have the Chewbacca strap on. Yeah, so I have the Chewbacca strap. I have quite a bit I got to get out of there, but that's a tomorrow and the weekend problem. Right now we got to focus on the podcast. But just a little update to all my friends and all our friends listening, and just an update for you guys that it seems to be the end of the era for that car.
I think you got to throw up a little 2-second moment of silence. Throw the car up.
Yeah,
edit it in there.
Yeah.
What's the song that's like
in the arms of
yes, that's the exact song.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll have a little memorial for it. Rest in pieces.
Silence.
All right, moment was too much for that thing. All right, yeah. All right. Anyway, we'll get into some fun stuff after. If you don't know the car or the lore, not fun for you guys. But we'll get back into a little bit, and we'll get next topic. We'll do a little New York baseball here. Me and Carl, Mets fans, you know that. As you can see by Croc's pinstripes, he's got the Yankees. Yankees playoffs start this week. Mets are in the thick of it. We'll start off with the Mets real quick here. Came off a tough loss last night as of recording. We're recording this on Thursday. So right now is do or die game 3. So we'll see how that goes. Carl, I did fall asleep for the end of the game. So, what's your thoughts on last night and thoughts going into tonight?
Thoughts on last night? We played well, but the bullpen just couldn't hold it up. Our starting pitching has been playing great, keeping it to a 2-3 run ball game. Just need the bullpen to kind of just steal out those last games. I'm hoping tonight we get off to an early start and just kind of cruise. We need to win this game, and we need that Friday day break because we've been playing like crazy. First thing though is I would like to just talk about how crazy that game was to get into the playoffs. The clincher game at the end of the regular season. I think everybody can attest to that. That was some of the best baseball I've ever seen. And I think Gary Cohen said it best. He said from 0-5 to OMG was probably one of the cooler lines I think I've seen in the past couple of months or whatever. But yeah, that game was crazy. It was kind of just the Mets season. I think you're the one who told me this. It was the Mets season summed up in one game. They started off strong, then they literally gave up 6 runs to lose, and then they came all the way back.
Yeah.
And then Lindor just, hits the go ahead homer to seal the deal for us. But I'm excited. And one thing that we were talking about in our other podcast, Tyler, is that I would like to see, this kind of leads to the Croc, is that I really want to see a World Series where we have a Subway Series, Mets Yanks. I feel like that would be fun.
I do not.
I feel like it would be so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah. I think in the age of social media we're in today, I mean, they probably barely lasted the city back then in 2000. I think with social media and how easy you can call your friends and how many group chats, I think it would be a crazy seven games or 2 weeks, depending how long it went. But yeah, with the Mets, hopefully they bounce back tonight. Obviously they took the momentum of, their doubleheader to get into the playoffs, win game 1. I think they left way too many people on the base pass last night. You can't leave a team as good as the Brewers in that game for too long. I know there was multiple times they had first and third one out. Pete Alonso grounded a double play, guys striking out, guys popping up. So you have to definitely try and get more than 3 runs. I know the Brewers have a good staff. So excited to watch that game tonight in literally like 2 hours. So, hopefully as you guys see this tomorrow, Mets won, but we'll have to see. But hopefully anyway, yeah, honestly, Croc, you haven't had to go through any of this stress just yet. But this week you did see the Astros go out. You did see the Orioles go out. How do you feel about that? And, how do you feel looking ahead to the series you got for the Yanks?
Well, I will say the Tigers are a scary team. Very scary team.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the series. If the Yankees continue to hit the way they should hit, they should be able to blow the Royals out. Like they have better firepower than they do. As long as the pitching kind of keeps up, I think they should be able to win in 4 games. But we'll see what happens. You never know. They could come in and they don't hit anything, and then they're out in 3 games. So
yeah.
But
what's a storyline you're looking to see for the series? Is it like Cole striking out Witt, or do you want to see Judge just like absolutely hit every home run?
I want to see the offense dominate the way that they should. They got enough players where they can just hammer the ball out. They just got to do it.
Yeah, true. Because I feel like a lot of the critiques with Judge, is obviously like some star players, come playoff times is when they kind of start slumping and doing bad. So I think there's a lot riding on Judge and honestly the whole team, the whole offense, because who knows if the team doesn't look great, what Soto wants to do with his impending free agency. So I think that's a big thing.
Well, I think the biggest change from this year compared to years past is Judge is not the only guy.
Yeah.
Like you got Soto now, so a little bit of that weight's off his shoulders to not be like the guy to hit everything. So Soto can kind of take some of that off his plate, then they might be able to hit pretty well.
Yeah, I like Chisholm too was a great addition.
Yeah.
I feel like he's filled in really well there. And I just like seeing him in the Yankee pinstripes. I feel like he looks clean, he looks good. One of my favorite things that I saw with the Yankees was like the swagger it looks like the Yankees are playing with, like
Mhm.
even just their drip. Like I think MLB posted something like about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was just like talking about like the shoes, the like the jewelry that they're all wearing. Like it seems different, like a different like kind of New York vibe. They kind of
Yeah, it
all got
definitely
their
seems
own.
different.
They all got their own
This year's
imprint on it.
definitely been different from years past. They got
Yeah, look.
Verdugo, who has a little bit of swag to him too. So
Yeah, even seeing like Wells on TikTok doesn't seem like
yeah,
something, seeing Yankees with personality is
yeah,
good because, obviously something has to change. They already have the, clean cut, no beard kind of rules. So seems like wherever you can add personality to that team, it helps. And I know another thing I wanted to ask too is I've seen a lot of people on social media saying, listen, this is the easiest path the Yankees might ever have to the World Series. So if you don't get there this year, you should be ashamed. I mean, how do you feel about people saying stuff like that?
um, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I think it's any team can win this
Hmm.
thing. You just saw it, like the Orioles and the Astros got knocked out in the wild card.
Yeah.
Like when you look at that, you wouldn't see that happening
Hmm.
just by looking at it on paper. So I don't think that that's true. I
Yeah.
think that any team that gets in the postseason is it's anyone's ball game.
Yeah. That's how I felt too. Because I always hate when they say, "Oh, this is the easiest path," because you have to play, the Tigers or the Royals or the Guardians, like whoever it may be. But it's like, hey, those teams got there for a reason. They're in the playoffs for a reason. It wasn't a fluke. I mean, some of those teams were hot down the stretch too, especially like the Tigers, the Royals to get in. So I don't know. It should be real interesting. I mean, hopefully both teams do take care of business and we do see a Subway Series. That could be good and bad.
Dude, I think I would probably not talk to any of my Yankee fans for like
Hmm.
the whole series. I would just be too pissed,
Hmm.
or I don't know, nothing good would come out of my mouth. I don't think I could talk to anybody about it.
Yeah.
Well, I have a split household, so I don't know how well that'll go for me.
Oh man, do you? I didn't even realize
Yeah,
that.
my dad and my brother are Met fans, so I don't know if I'll be able to. I might have to move out
Yeah, I think you.
Damn.
if the Mets win. I might have to
I think
move.
you guys would have to work out a schedule so that when you guys have to go to work or school or wherever, that you don't cross paths.
I would hear it every day from my dad. No chance.
Yeah, I know. I always said, me and Nick always talked about like if the Giants and Yankees ever played in the World Series, I just don't think we would talk for 2 weeks. I think we would just kind of say, "Hey, good luck," and then not say a word. And then once the series ended, probably not say something for a few days because I think
Depending on who won.
yeah, depending on who won, because obviously, we'd be happy for the other team, but not that they beat our team. So, listen, if the Mets or Yankees win the World Series, I'd be pumped. Only because that means the Dodgers didn't win. So,
Only
listen,
because,
that's all I really care about in the long run.
dude, the Dodgers scare me too, man. With Otani over there, I just feel like they can do anything. They're saying he might even pitch,
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
which is wild.
I
What
know.
do you think they're gonna sweep the Padres or?
I
Maybe
don't
the
know.
Padres
The
take one, or
Padres look kind of good right
they
now.
they do,
Kind of
but
hot.
the Padres are a team that gets to the playoffs and kind of almost looks like they forget how to play baseball, or you're shocked how they got there, in 190 games. Also, the Dodgers own them. For
Yeah.
some reason, I know postseason and regular season is different, but they own them in the regular season and they look pretty good against them in the postseason too. So I hope I'm wrong and the Padres beat them, but I think the Dodgers win that one as well.
That would be a crazy story. Spend all that money and get knocked out.
Yeah, exactly.
But it would be such a Dodger way though. Like that's just
Yeah,
what's been happening to them. It seems like the past like 5 or 6 years, they spend all this money in free agency. They go out, make a big trade, and they don't even make it to the championship NLDS game. So
Yeah.
it's tough.
I saw their rotation for like the series against the Padres, like at least the first three starters, and I'm just like, that doesn't seem like a $1 billion squad. It's like Flaherty, Yamamoto, and someone else, because I know a few of their starters are hurt, but it's not even like Bueller, Kershaw, Glass now. I think they're all hurt or struggling. So, and then the game four starter was someone I've never even heard of. So they're beatable. They're beatable, and I hope they go down.
I hope they go down too, man.
I hope they go. Yeah, but it should be exciting to see that Yankee series start. I am interested to see how Soto and Judge do. I hope they take the world by storm. Honestly, I wouldn't
I'm
wouldn't
hoping
hate.
Soto hits fucking massive bombs.
Like 3 a game.
Yeah.
Literally, I hope he does well, and then he'll get ready to play for the Mets next year, right, Croc?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I don't know about that.
I think the craziest thing is like I'll go to Mets games and I'll see people with already Mets Soto jerseys. Like, dude, what? Like the fact that you spent money on that is
Yeah,
just
literally.
ridiculous to me. For him not to go.
Yeah, I remember seeing that with like Judge too when he was a free agent. It was like Mets Judge jerseys. It's like, all
Yeah,
right,
Mets Judge jerseys are
that was a
even
bigger stretch.
Giants Judge jerseys too. I've seen.
I know people waste their money on that.
It's crazy. Guess they just got it to throw around, huh?
Yeah, must
I
be
wish.
nice. Throw it some of my way. I have a car to pay for, so.
But speaking of our teams, we've gotten some slack from you, or some hate, or mostly Tyler has gotten some hate from you, Croc, about our football picks. Croc, we know you're a big Steelers fan. How are you feeling about them thus far in the season? We're going into week 5, and please elaborate how much you hate on Tyler hating on the Steelers.
Yeah, I think Tyler just sleeps on my team in every aspect.
I do.
Unfortunately, every week you pick some wrong, and last week you picked them to win, they lost. So like, he's either got some voodoo against my team, or something's going on. But I think the Steelers are they're all right. They're all right.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of injuries this year, a lot that no one's talking about. Like half their line is out for the year. So we'll see how it plays out. But I think Justin Fields is playing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think he's the long-term answer there, or do you think
I do.
like
I do.
do you think Russ should come back? Like, what's the reason why they've had Russ on the sidelines? I'm not really into the lore with that.
I think they got Russ because it was like they spent $2 million to get him.
Yeah,
they got him for nothing basically.
True.
So it's just experience for Fields, but I don't think Russ should even take the field this year, honestly.
yeah.
I think it's washed.
I honestly thought when they originally named Russ the starter, I said I'll give it like 4 weeks until Fields probably replaces him. And as soon as Russ got hurt, I said that's now Fields' job to lose, even if Russ gets healthy, because you might as well build up the younger, more potential star in Pittsburgh for sure.
Yeah, he's the first quarterback in like since Ben that I've seen throw for like over 200 something yards. Like no one throws for over like 200 yards on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, he's rushing touchdowns. Like I haven't seen that like ever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a good change of pace for my team.
Yeah, I mean,
they need more firepower though. Like
I
not
mean,
enough
what
receivers.
you got Pickens is really the only guy over there.
Yeah.
You guys should bring back Juju.
Well, Devontae Adams is.
Hey! You keep your eyes away from Devontae Adams. He's coming to the Jets. He's coming to the Jets.
Yeah,
He's
but
not
can the
going
Jets
anywhere
even
else.
throw him the football? Let's be real.
They'll figure it out. They'll
They
make
had
it
a
work.
good week. They had a good week, and then the next thing you know, they looked like they were like a high school team playing football.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
what's going on?
that's the ups and downs of their offensive coordinator. Once Rodgers and Adams are back out there, they don't have to worry about anything but getting open and getting him the ball. He'll be fine. So,
Well, I have a sales pitch for Devontae Adams because I know he's probably going to be watching this. We know he's watching.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, of course,
Yes, yeah.
of
Because,
course,
he's
yeah.
sitting out this week again with his hamstring. So, yeah, he's
Yeah,
watching.
he could watch the podcast. Why not?
Of course.
Why go to the Jets for 1 year to play with Rodgers when you could play with Fields for a few years? He's 30 years old. He's got a few more years left in the tank. Why go for 1 year?
Hey, Rodgers
Who are the Jets going to get the year after?
Rodgers
got 1 year left.
Rodgers playing until he's 45. I don't want to hear
He's going to get by week 18. He's going to have so many bruises from that offensive line that he might not even make it to next year.
Yo, honestly, Croc, I think that's a really good point. And before you said it, I was thinking the same thing. It's like I saw an insider being like, why would he want to go play for the Jets when you don't know their like quarterback future after this 1 year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it is a good point because, you did see his list. I mean, with a lot of aging stars in any sport, if you request a trade out of somewhere, you want to go to a team that's built for the playoffs because there's really no point in going over somewhere if they're not going to win. I mean, then you might as well just stay with your first team. So
Yeah.
it is a good point. I mean, listen, I was not that I'm out on the Jets, but I was all in on them after the Patriots where they dominated, and then they went back to the same old Jets against the Broncos. I know it was raining, but they couldn't open a hole for Brees. They couldn't block. So, I mean, it is a good point, and who knows? If Aaron Rodgers is as much as a head case as everyone says, who knows if Adams wants to even go back there. Because if he does, I think it would have been done already. So he is definitely looking.
You think so? You think it would have been done already?
I think it would have been done already. I mean, all they're looking for apparently for him is like a 3rd or 4th round pick because NFL trades are just ridiculously easy.
Yeah, I think it was a 2nd rounder.
Even then, yeah.
2nd or 3rd, I think.
Listen, my pitch, I mean, for the Jets, not for Adams, is just go Hassan Reddick and a 3rd round pick for Devontae. Just get Reddick out of there, trade a 3rd round pick, and go get that man. And, you know, just from the Jets standpoint, Adams might not want to, but if you're the Jets, your window is literally as long as Aaron Rodgers is here, which is maybe 1 or 2 years. So that raises a good point.
What if Sam Darnold becomes a free agent and he comes back? He's playing lights out with the Vikings right now. Just saying.
Yeah, and he goes to the Jets and then he falls apart again.
He falls apart again. Yeah, I know. We have to play him. I'm so scared. The Jets play in London on Sunday against the Vikings. I always hate playing a former player. They always seem to have their greatest game ever. So
I will say Sam Darnold's also throwing to the best receiver in the NFL.
That does help.
So I don't know if that makes a play into it, but he's the best receiver.
Yeah, he is.
That does help a little bit. So you're definitely right. But, you know, I actually remembered, too, just going back to the Steelers real quick, is obviously they have T.J. Watt, who is just, you know, can win games for you.
I love watching him.
I feel like the Steelers, for as long as all of us have been alive, is like the Steelers defense is always just going to keep you in the game no matter what. You have a couple stars of the past and of now, but a lot of, you know, underrated stars usually, too, on that team, especially cornerback-wise, who keep them in games. It's crazy.
Yeah, they made a lot of trades this offseason to get some good cornerbacks. I was talking to a couple friends the other day. I said that this is probably the best defense the Steelers have had since like 2011.
Really?
Wow.
Like the year they went to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
On all fronts, they kind of have it locked down this year.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. And you
That's
also,
crazy.
with the Steelers too, like Fields is playing good, but you just need Fields to not make mistakes. And the defense is just kind of keep holding, and you can win games like they kind of been winning, like, you know, only scoring 15 to 20 points. So it's all about the defense, I think.
Unless the Steelers play Joe Flacco, and then it all falls apart.
Dude,
He's always got the
That's
number.
an anomaly, man. So you can't really get
crazy.
too mad.
Does Indiana play them at all?
They just did.
They played already.
They just
They
lost.
just did,
He murdered him.
When Richardson got hurt, and then Joe Flacco decided to actually throw to his receivers that they have on that team. Of course, I just dropped Pittman the week before that game, and he decides to drop 100 points because, you know, Flacco's a better thrower than Richardson. So it's just unfortunate. But Carl, I don't know if you know, but I always tell Croc I want to get to a Steelers games for what they do in the fourth quarter. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fourth quarter. I think it looks like all
on third down.
On third down, the lights go dark, and you ever hear the song Renegade?
Yes.
Dude, they start playing Renegade, and it's like a slow buildup. It's like, oh, mama, I'm in fear. And then all of a sudden, it's like, it's really
so
hypes
good.
up the crowd, and obviously they got their terrible towels. I'm not a Steelers fan, but I want to get to a game just for that moment because it looks so
They play
electric.
highlights on the Jumbotron, too.
Dude, of what, like the season or like past?
All the years. Just
Really?
like
Is
massive
it
hits and
third
stuff.
down
It's
on
really
offense
good.
or third downs on defense?
Defense.
That's crazy.
Gotcha.
It's pretty electric.
I was gonna say, have you been to a game and experienced it?
I've been to one game in 2017 when they had Brown and Bell. They had the whole
Oh shit!
Damn.
Yeah. And it was pretty cool.
Had to
It was
kill
a Thursday night football game when they played Tennessee, and
Nice.
they had the Color Rush jerseys on. It was fire.
Oh shit! And
was
so
good.
you had the Color Rush, the Killer
Yeah.
Bees back then, and you got to experience a
Yeah.
little Renegade. Did they win?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They won, I think, like 38-28, something
Oh
like
shit!
that.
Nice,
Wow,
nice little
yeah,
high
it was a
scoring
good
game.
Game. Wow. That's fire.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you definitely got to get to a game.
I definitely want to go to a Steelers game as long as
You
it's.
should have went this year when they played the Jets, but
I don't want to. I don't want it to be against the Jets because that's too scary.
all right.
I want to enjoy it. I don't want to be rooting against it.
All right, so we'll find a game maybe next year where they're playing a team they're going to destroy.
Yeah, we
You
can
gotta
do that.
You gotta
Or it could be
root
And then
later
you
in
for
can
the
say
year.
that they're gonna lose too on your weekly thing so that they win.
Yeah, so they win.
Yeah, I'll put it in the air right now. You guys have to look at the picks after this episode. But Cowboys play the Steelers. I'm picking the Cowboys. So
Damn.
uh,
Damn.
there you go, Croc.
Dude, not in front of him, man. That's fucked up.
I'll say it live on air.
It's
I'll be
fucked
playing
up.
Renegade when they win.
Yeah, you
Renegade.
can. I play that song.
Wait, so it's not the Renegade
No, no, no,
dancing
no.
on
It's
TikTok?
it's
Not
an
that one?
It's
it's an
by
Oh.
older
Styx.
it's an older song by Styx.
Oh.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it because you
Oops.
tried to play a song before and we really couldn't hear it. And I don't really know what the rules and regulations are on YouTube.
On Zoom,
Or-
YouTube.
I think YouTube you can only play 15 seconds of a song. So I'll give you 10 seconds if you can hear it.
Oh, I hear it. Okay, this is a bop.
Yeah, so I gave you that. You can listen to the rest, but yeah, so it's just that slow build up, and I can imagine black, and you see highlights on the jumbotron, and then it really ramps up. It's the jig is up, the news.
Yeah, I was
is
thinking
up.
about the TikTok song,
No,
Renegade.
no, no,
or
not that.
Renegade.
No, no,
Yeah,
that
no.
doesn't. That's
Yeah.
not gonna hype
Oops.
anybody up. Juju Smith-Schuster is no longer on the team, man. There's no TikTok dances to
That's
worry
why I
about.
was confused, man.
Yeah,
That's
no,
why I
no,
was
no, no,
confused.
no.
I was like, yeah, I know the song Renegade. I was like, are we talking about Charlie D'Amelio dancing and Juju
Nope,
Smith?
nope,
Like,
nope, nope.
what's
Much,
going on here?
much hyper than that. Much hyper than that. So.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
I definitely want to be on that. But yeah, so, those are a couple sports topics. And as always, we wanted to get into a little Marvel talk with another big Marvel fan like ourselves, Croc, who is more on the ball. Me and Carl, truthfully, have only watched the first 2 episodes of Agatha. Croc is all caught up. So we just wanted to get his thoughts on the first couple episodes and kind of a non-spoiler review of episodes 3, and I think 4 is out too, right?
I think 4 came out last night. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No.
Okay.
So I'm not
Oh.
all caught. I'm not on the 8 ball now.
Okay. Okay. So we're a little behind, but Croc, what are your thoughts on the first 2 episodes and like a non-spoiler on the 3rd episode as well?
I think overall the show's doing a lot better than what I expected. I expected it to be pretty bad when I first started watching it,
Mhm.
but it's been pretty good, honestly. I've enjoyed it. Episode 2 is a little boring. Episode 3, I
That
think,
song,
as
though, in
I was
episode
telling,
2.
I will say the song is a bop. The
Yeah.
Song's
yeah.
a bop,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Song's a
The
bop.
song is a bop. But I was telling Tyler and Carl before we started that episode 3 is that's a good episode.
Mhm.
There's a lot in that episode. I won't reveal any spoilers, but the end is pretty wild.
Mhm.
I know Carl
Damn,
knows what I'm
gonna
talking
watch
about,
right
but,
now. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
but it was good, and I'm assuming episode 4 gets better because we were on a little bit of a cliffhanger, I will say, at the end of
Okay,
episode 3.
okay.
So we'll see what
Okay.
happens in episode 4.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty good.
That's good, yeah, because I think Carl said it in some group chat we're in for Marvel. He's like, it's exceeded my expectations so far, and he's like, only because my expectations were below the floor. They're on
Below
the
the
floor.
On the floor.
So, because Marvel's been in a tough direction lately. We've talked about on this podcast. I'm sure you agree, Croc, that it's kind of been all over the place with a lot of their projects. So, it's good to see that Agatha's kind of turning it around a little bit. I did watch the second one. That song's a bop. It is a great song. And, I started falling asleep for the 3rd one, so I got to catch up on that. But, you're definitely intriguing me even more to maybe watch it tonight and see how it is.
I'm definitely probably gonna watch it tonight now.
Yeah, I think I have to. I did see a picture, I think it's from episode 3 or 4 that Marvel posted of Aubrey Plaza
And yeah, I
and-
saw that one too.
yeah, of them.
Yeah,
That
know
would have been
exactly
what I
what
was
you're talking
talking about.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I gotta see if I can find it.
I
I
can see a
forgot.
lot of girls dressing up as that one specific picture for Halloween this year.
Yeah, what's
So-
the girl who plays Agatha's name? I'm forgetting. I don't want to.
Catherine something.
Hahn? I think
Shut
it's
up.
Catherine Hahn.
All right, we'll
Catherine
go with
Hahn.
that. Where did I see this
Yeah,
picture?
I think that's right, Croc. I think that's right. I saw
Yeah,
it on the
But as Tyler's looking it up, I think that their ratings are pretty high for this show.
Is
They
it?
were I think the first episode was 11 million views in the first 24 hours.
That's pretty That's pretty fire, actually.
Yeah.
Because, especially recently, yeah, that's the picture right there. Whew,
Is that who it is? Catherine Hahn?
I don't know. They didn't tag her. How dare
Aubrey
they?
Plaza,
This
man,
guy
looks
was looking it
fire in
up.
that.
I
She
was
looks
looking up
so
the pictures.
fire.
I wasn't looking up. I wanted to show you guys, the viewers. How many episodes are in the show?
There's gonna be 8.
Okay, so we're halfway there.
Yeah,
Catherine Hahn. Good job, guys.
let's go. I got the
Yeah,
first
I think it's
name.
supposed to end like the week of Halloween.
It
I'm
ends,
pretty
yeah, on the
sure.
30th, the day before Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's a good time to drop it. They definitely did that intentionally with the spooky little witches vibe that me
Which
and Carl
is
talked
cool. I
about.
like when they do that. I mean,
Yeah.
last year they dropped Werewolf by Night, which I thought was really good.
Really good.
It was
Hmm.
which I kind of want to see them do more of those little like special presentations. I brought this up in our group chat, Tyler. I don't know. I would like to hear what your guys' thoughts are, kind of talking about it on the pod. They have this whole brand of like the special presentations, and I feel like they're just not utilizing it enough. Um, Deadpool and Wolverine has kind of showed us. I feel like, especially when it came out, and now that it's now on, Disney Plus as of
Hmm.
this past week, they film so much like content for these movies, and it kind of just gets swept underneath the rug.
Hmm.
Seeing deleted scenes, seeing different concepts.
Hmm.
One of the kind of ideas that I had is like you have like this big budget, obviously, to make a movie, right? But now you have Disney Plus, and I feel like maybe we don't need like all the different shows. Obviously, we're gonna have shows like Agatha showed that it could be a good show. We have
Hmm.
like Daredevil coming out next year, what looks like it's gonna be a decent show. But kind of my idea was like you have all this extra content. They should hire like another director to kind of take all this excess like content and make like a special presentation based off of that content.
Hmm.
Because it's like why are we paying? I mean, obviously fans like us that want to watch a Marvel movie every other day are gonna
Hmm.
want to, have the subscription for Disney Plus. But for like your average Joes that really don't care, what are they paying the subscription for something that's only gonna you're only getting content like every six
Hmm.
months?
True.
I don't know. I think it could be a good idea if they, do it the right way. Maybe just kind of show that it's just, oh, deleted footage from
Hmm.
filming, and it just shows a little bit like into it, you know. I don't know.
I have another idea for that. I think they should use it for characters that aren't gonna like bring a lot of people to the box office, like Ghost Rider's first one that popped up in my head.
Yeah.
Like make that a special presentation and make it like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like kind of like a movie, but it doesn't have the movie budget
Hmm.
and throw it on Disney Plus so that like the fans of it still get to watch it, but like it's not gonna kill you when it doesn't make enough money in the box office.
True. And yeah, just
Yeah.
make it simple too, so you don't have people complaining about how a storyline went or something, or that you had to wait a week for a new episode that kind of bombs, something like that. But honestly, that's a good idea too, Croc. But honestly, one of the ideas I had too, besides like a special presentation, and it's because I think what you're alluding to, Carl, is like Ryan Reynolds posting all these videos that didn't make the
Yeah.
cut of the movie about Gambit and there was some other ones in there. That funny line he had in the elevator about like,
Yeah, the elevator scene is like the one specifically I'm talking about.
yeah. So I think what they could do is almost something along the lines of maybe not even do a special presentation with it, but they can almost turn it into like a what if, and then during that scene they have like I guess it's almost like a director's cut or I don't know, but like some way where you get to that scene or wherever that scene was going to be, you just keep it or something. I don't know, because then that's a lot of long movies as well, and I don't know how long people want to watch that, so I don't know, there is a lot of unused content that I think is definitely getting wasted though.
That's what I'm saying, because you have all this content. Like I even saw a TikTok, not even Marvel. They were talking about like all the prequel movies for
Hmm.
Star Wars, and they were saying that there was so much extra like I guess screen and footage that they like
Hmm.
recorded for that they probably could have made another 2 movies based off of what they have already recorded.
Yeah.
So like all this stuff kind of just gets put in a vault somewhere for us to never see again, but it's
Hmm.
recorded footage.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they, maybe use or hire another director for say Marvel, and you kind of have the going into a project, you don't do it after. You like where it's like, oh, it's already been gone or used. Going into the project, you have somebody being like, okay, we're gonna take stuff that we're not going to use in the movie and
Mm,
maybe just like make it a little bit something on the side. I don't know. I feel like that could end up working well because like you're not making the budget higher by like
mm,
I guess having more dates to record something else. You're just using footage that's already been recorded that's
mm.
not being used
True.
and just turning that into something. I mean, I feel like people are creative nowadays that you can make that work.
True.
So I don't know.
I like it.
I'm gonna pitch that to Marvel myself.
Yeah, we'll get in touch with Kevin
They're,
Feige.
they're watching this too, so
They're all watching this.
Yeah.
This is the number one podcast in the world for a reason.
I think Kevin Feige and Devonte Adams are actually sitting down right now
I think they're
Kevin,
sitting
it's
together.
good to see you,
anticipation.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin, huge fan.
Huge fan. Huge fan. We'll give you a hat, Kevin. We got you.
Yes, exactly. And I know we had a couple questions just to kind of see where Croc's Marvel taste is at. And Carl, I'll steal one of your questions and I'll ask him, a lot of good projects coming out next year. Anything, which one project are you kind of looking forward to the most?
I would say movie wise, probably Captain America 4. I think it
Mm-hmm.
looks like
Good
it's
one.
going to be really solid.
Mm-hmm.
TV show wise, it's definitely Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I've
yeah.
been so excited since they said they were going to do that
And it
because
sounds
that's
like,
that's the best Netflix show I've ever seen.
yeah,
Oh, so
So
good,
good.
dude.
definitely. And it
So
sounds like they're going to do it right.
Yeah.
They're going to keep it as gory and daredevil-y as possible.
dude,
Yeah,
they
they
said
did all
it's gonna be even
the
gorier. They said it's gonna be even gorier, which is awesome.
yeah, and they got the Punisher in it. Punisher's
Yeah, unbelievable.
Oh
I,
yeah.
Dude, I'm always rooting for him. I gained from that show that I am a big supporter of vigilantes, man. I absolutely think they're great. I think they really get the job
the
done.
Punisher's the best.
Dude, yeah, because like
Oh.
Get
that's
him off the street and keep him off the street. Why
yeah,
not?
that's the good kind of
Yeah.
villain. It's not like people who are just looking to kill and get revenge. It's like they're looking to get the bad guys off the street as well. So
He's an anti-hero.
It's an anti-hero.
yeah, listen, I love it, guys. I'm a big fan from that show of The Punisher. So anytime I see like Daredevil trying to stop him, it's like, no, come on, let them finish and then try and stop him. He's doing good. He's doing
Yeah.
good in a bad way. I'll give him that.
Dude, that's actually such a good point. Like he does, I kind of forget from that. It's like when you're watching it, you're like,
Mhm.
damn, this guy's a superhero. Nah, like that one scene that and specifically in Daredevil, just like
Mhm.
Daredevil and Punisher talking about like what is better,
Hmm.
and then Punisher just being like, you lock them up and they're back on the streets in less
Yeah,
than 4 hours.
yeah.
I know the exact line.
Yeah.
He's like,
And
I get him and they stay there. I kill them and they stay there. They stay dead.
Yeah,
That's like the best dialogue ever between the two of them. It's such a good
oh
scene.
yeah.
it literally is. I think that might be the scene I'm referring to too. Because I was sitting there thinking, he's got some good points. He's got some valid points. It really is a tough question morally, but we
You
won't
know,
get into it too much. But
and it's cool though because like those exact like obviously it's a fictional show that we're watching,
Mhm.
but these are real things that are debated, and it's cool that like they can take the comic book world and like turn it into something or like show it in a different way where it makes you kind of second think it because it's like yeah, you're not thinking that obviously when you're like I guess when they have a vote on it and it goes to court or we have to go and actually vote on it in real life. But
Mhm.
I watch the movie or watch a show and it's like, damn, it's a very good point.
yeah,
Like I don't know what I think now. Makes you
yeah.
second think.
Yeah, true. So Daredevil definitely looks promising, and the other movie, the other project, the movie you talked about is Captain America 4 with Falcon in a movie now. So it'd be interested to finally see where his character goes, and finally get the introduction of a long-awaited villain as well.
I'm excited to see Harrison Ford, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, he looks really good.
yeah, it's going to be exciting. So I definitely look forward to all those projects coming out.
Yeah, and then my question to you, Croc, is Tyler and I have kind of told everybody what our top Marvel movies are. Um, but a lot of different stuff since we've last done it. We haven't done it in a minute, kind of
Mhm.
giving our top five. But Croc, we would like to hear what your top five Marvel movies are
All right.
as of today.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, let's
I'm
hear it.
ready. I'm
All right,
ready.
one we got Winter Soldier. I don't think it'll ever be top. It's
Yeah,
the best movie.
that's a good one. I can't be mad.
I love that movie, and I'm here for
Two
that.
and three are Infinity War and Endgame.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice.
Four is gonna be Ragnarok,
Yeah, all right. Here we
Oh,
go.
okay.
Nice.
Tyler loves
and
that.
Yeah.
five is Guardians 3.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
It
Okay.
it almost was Deadpool and Wolverine, but on
Hmm.
the third watch, it dropped down a few. Dropped
Yeah,
down a few.
that's
It
fair.
sits at like 7 right now for me in the top 10.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's
Hmm.
fair. That's fair. I think
But
that's a really
Guardians 3 is
solid five.
phenomenal.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree.
Just a great proper send off, honestly, for that movie. A real tearjerker. I mean, it had everything you wanted, an iconic hallway scene, and
That
all,
hallway scene,
obviously
bro.
the soundtrack always holds up. And, you answered my question too, Croc, because I didn't know your lists, and I was going to ask you Infinity War or Endgame if they're, which one you think is better, because I know they're both great movies, but you answered it
I
right
think
there.
they kind of switch every now and then.
Hmm.
Like they're both so good. I think Infinity War is just like a better movie,
Yeah.
I
like top
agree.
to
Yeah.
bottom.
Hmm.
Endgame was very like fan service. Infinity War was like the heroes lost. Like it was just
Hmm.
you never see that.
Yeah. I think,
Endgame just has so much nostalgia. So much nostalgia.
yeah.
Yeah, there's so many epic moments.
Exactly. It's kind
Yeah.
of like wherever you place on your list, it's like an A and B. It definitely switches all the time for me as well, because Infinity War, yeah, was when they finally all got together, and then Endgame was wrapping up like a 10-year saga. So it has both. It has only pros for both. So I can't really be mad where you put it. And obviously Ragnarok will always hold up as one of my favorites.
So good.
So it's a
I
it's
Have
love
a
your guys' lists changed since any movies came out or no?
I don't think so.
yes and no. I still have Winter Soldier like up there. I think Winter Soldier is my one. Um I I would definitely say I don't know. I would have to really sit down and kind of think
Hmm.
about it. I don't think any of the new movies post Endgame kind of make it into my top five, besides maybe Guardians 3, because I did really love that one.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously No Way Home's great, but I don't even put that in my top five. I think
Yeah.
it's not, I don't even, I think it's,
It might not be top 10 for me,
yeah,
honestly.
it's barely top 10 for me too.
Yeah, a
But
lot
I
of
mean,
those. Yeah, a
the
lot of
movie's
those.
great.
Yeah, a lot of those movies, like Deadpool as well. I acknowledged as I was watching Deadpool, like this is a great movie theater experience, but I know it's not going to hold up as high as I think it will when I watch it on TV or like by itself. It was great. It's still up there, but I think No Way Home was kind of the same. It's like seeing the three Spider-Mans together, the whole multiverse and everything was cool, but like watching it back, it's like the movie doesn't hold up as well. Being out for a few years. So,
Yeah, I mean that's how I kind of feel about Deadpool and Wolverine though too.
mhm,
I mean, Croc,
true.
to your credit, like on my third watch watching Deadpool and Wolverine, I was like, yo, the plot on this is kind of trash. Like
Yeah,
it kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. But I was
yeah.
like, the movie itself, like how it's shot, like the obviously the acting in it
Hmm.
like the kind of jump cameos, like those were cool, and
Hmm.
is why I think it is a good movie. But overall, the plot was kind of garbage, and especially on the third
Yeah,
watching it.
I think Hugh Jackman made that movie. Like his acting was so good in that.
Yeah,
yeah.
If he wasn't like trying as hard as he did, I don't think the movie would even be anywhere near as good.
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's honestly kind of the X factor in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, or in Captain America 4, Harrison Ford. I think Harrison Ford, as well as he wants to act in that movie at his old age,
Yeah,
is
that
the
is
X factor.
true.
So it
Yeah,
definitely makes a
I
difference.
I will say he looks the most excited I've ever seen
Hmm.
him look for a movie ever.
Yeah.
which is
Like
crazy. I'm
Hmm.
a
at the press releases and stuff, he's like doing the Red Hulk roar. Like
yeah,
he
yeah, I
looks
saw
like he's
that.
excited. Like
No, I,
it's good
I,
to
I
see.
know. I've seen that a lot on the internet, and me and Carl talked about that in the past. But when someone would ask him a question about the Force or some Star Wars lore, he would be
He
like, "I
didn't
don't know
care.
what the hell you're talking about. Like, shut up." Anything with Indiana Jones, he didn't really do much. But it's like, I can only think Disney gave him the bag for him to
Oh,
come to these
had
press
to.
tours doing the Red Hulk roar
Oh
and
yeah,
knowing everything. I was like, dude, get out of here. It
hundred
is,
percent.
yeah. So it looks like he's gonna be interested, which makes me excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I'm definitely pumped for it, and I think basically your top five is right around mine.
Mhm.
I would have to really sit down and kind of watch it, but again, but I like your five with Guardians
Mhm.
because that one for me, I wasn't sure if I liked the original one or Guardians 3 more, but I think Guardians 3 for me really just kind of
I think
solidifies it.
Guardians 2 is a little underrated too. That's a pretty good
Mm.
movie.
Yeah, I like Guardians 2, but I don't think Guardians 2 makes it within even my top 15. I think there's just so
Yeah.
many other good projects out there. The soundtrack in Guardians 2 is phenomenal. That
Mhm.
opening scene with Mr. Brightsky, love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Baby Groot.
Mhm. Yeah, let's think. If I had to add a couple, maybe Thor 4 goes in there. Maybe the Multiverse of Madness goes in there. Those movies were
This
really,
guy.
really
This guy.
good. Yeah, but
That's the end of the pod.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you ever? Yeah. Well, we lost Carl on that one because if you guys haven't seen those
Sorry,
movies,
sorry,
they
I had to disappear for that one
They're
because
trash.
yeah,
They're
if
yeah,
you haven't
those are
seen those
trash.
garbage.
movies, they're
They're
trash. I
trash.
brought
Yeah.
I brought Taylor. That was one of the first Marvel movies I brought her to was Thor 4,
Nice.
and I still continue to say sorry for that experience.
Yeah, even
But
Thor 4, like I liked better than Multiverse of Madness, to be honest with you.
Movie
I
was
kind of.
trash.
Yeah,
I
Multiverse
hated
of
Multiverse
Madness.
of
Yeah,
Madness.
I didn't realize it until like a month or so later. I started thinking about it more. I went, that movie stinks.
I
If
almost
they
walked out of Multiverse of Madness.
Me too. Me
That's
That
how
too.
bad it was.
Me
stunk.
too.
It was awful.
If I were to go back and rename that movie, I would have just called it Doctor Strange. Like, Multiverse of Madness was just like a crazy name to name that where there wasn't much
Mhm.
madness in the multiverse. If it was
You should
like,
just called it Wanda.
yeah, they should have called
Yeah.
it
That's all
like
it was.
Doctor Strange, like Scarlet Witch Betrayal or something like that. I don't know,
Mhm.
something along the lines like where it didn't make me have this huge expectation going into that
Mhm.
movie because my expectation for that movie was like up to here. Like I thought it was gonna be how Deadpool and Wolverine was,
Mhm.
and it
Yeah.
just aimed very low. They
Yeah.
kill off all the great multiversal guys in
Yeah.
the opening scene of them being there.
Yeah.
And then the fight scenes were just garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. Not a good movie. And yeah,
Yeah,
just not,
I
I
don't
got
know.
nothing else to say about that.
We,
Just
I
we
could
hope for
literally,
better movies in the future.
I
yeah,
can
Let's
just
leave it
literally.
at that.
rant on that movie. I can just
We could have a
Yeah.
whole
literally,
episode on
I can
just
have a
that
whole
movie.
episode ranting on that movie.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll get off that topic before we get into any
Oh my
more
God, no,
remember any
please
more
do.
bad projects. But we'll get to our kind of last topic almost here.
My heart is racing right now thinking about that.
I know. Me and Carl just experienced this recently. We wanted to touch on it quickly. We did go see recently the first night of two of the Basement Yard Experience at Radio City Music Hall, which Croc was a great, great time. Seeing all the guys on stage, them being from New York. It was definitely very funny. I obviously listened to that podcast for a while. Taylor introduced me to them years and years ago. She watched Joe when it was just his videos on YouTube and just him doing a solo podcast. So to see from then to now is pretty cool. Kind of makes anyone believe that, you just got to keep working and eventually you'll be selling out Radio City back-to-back nights.
Yeah.
So,
You know what I find is like really kind of crazy
mm,
about that whole thing, Tyler, is obviously you say Taylor was a huge fan.
mm,
I would consider like most of their comedy to be like stuff that like me, you, and Croc would laugh at, like guys.
mm.
But like they seem to have such a huge like woman fan base, which I thought was just insane to me.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously their product is different now with like Frankie there. Frankie has
Yeah,
especially Frankie. I feel like Frankie has a lot more of our humor. Not that
yeah,
Joe doesn't, but yeah, no, it's just like like a friendship kind of humor. But when Joe first started, it was just him talking about stuff, having guests on every here and there. But I mean, most of his videos on YouTube, it was like idiots of the internet, people of Walmart. He made a lot of YouTube videos. And I think a lot of people just think he's very good looking. So I think
huh,
that's definitely where some of the girl audience comes from because they definitely got excited during the show when he talked about some stuff. You can kind of hear him getting really excited. I forgot what parts, but it was almost just like him drinking or him smoking a cigar, and the women seemed very excited to hear him do stuff that I think they like. So
it's so funny, man. It's
So
so
was
funny.
it it was a live pod or was
yes
it like a
and
I would
talk
say it
show
was
type of
more
thing?
of I would say it was more of a comedy show.
Okay.
yeah, it was more like stand up earlier, like a comedy show.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had their one friend, Ahmed, open up for them. He gave like a quick 5-10 minutes. He was great. And then they basically did like a little impromptu Santagato Studios episode where they quizzed him, Schmetty, and Joe's brother Keith. Did like a little thing, gave him the shot collar. And then Frankie and Joe came out, which was electric. They came out to Baba O'Reilly, and they came from beneath the stage, and they rose up with the lights going crazy everywhere. It was nuts.
You can't beat that.
No, you really can't. And then and then they talked for like an hour, basically like giving like a comedy set, just kind of about their show, or their tour so far. And then they had some questions that people submitted, or some stories people submitted. They kind of read those, riffed off that a little bit, and then just gave a big thank you to their families and stuff, and ended it. So I thought it was a quality time.
Yeah, I thought my favorite part about their whole time though was like just talking about their like adventures on the actual tour itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like Joe talking about like him being called a good boy on the airplane really sent me.
That's what it was.
Really sent me.
When he was playing along with that guy in the airplane who said like, "Oh, are you a good boy?" And Joe's like, "I'm a good boy." Like you heard some people in the crowd going, "Ooh!" Like they were like pumped to hear that. So whether it's true
Frank's
or not,
like, "What are you supposed to tell him, that you're a bad boy? Like that's worse."
yeah. You know, people were getting pretty amped up on that.
Shit was funny, bro.
Yeah, but that's the end of their tour. I don't know if they're going to go on tour next year or whatnot, but I mean, it was definitely a cool experience for, I think, you know, obviously we have two different perspectives. I've been listening to them for a little longer. Obviously, Carl, you've listened to them a little bit, seen a lot of their clips and stuff. And, you know, I'm sure Croc, you see their clips as well. I mean, they're two funny guys. I mean, they're like all of us. They've been friends since like elementary school.
Yeah, it just kind of shows the grind. Like I think they've been just like doing content for like 10 plus years, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Just shows that one day you just put out a video, somebody sees it, and then next thing you know, you're doing Radio City. So
yeah, Carl, we just got to keep going, man. And one day we'll be there. Maybe Croc will open up for us.
dude, Croc opening up for us would be fucking amazing.
Yeah. I'll be there.
Yeah,
amazing.
And you know, me and Croc, we met like sixth grade in health class. And it kind of just reminded me, I was home a few weeks ago, and
wait, no, was it?
where was it? Wasn't it health?
Wasn't it eighth grade art?
No, it was before that.
Sixth grade art? It was art class.
Oh, it was sixth grade. Oh, was it art class?
Time
Yeah,
out.
'cause
You guys don't remember?
We had Lemoncello, whatever that kid's name was. He was at our table. You guys
Yeah, I thought
invited
that
me
was-
over. That was art. That was art.
Was Bellino art? Shout out, Miss Bellino.
Wasn't it? Who's the lady with the blonde hair?
Oh, Tully.
It's awesome.
Or I think it's Tully. We did have. All right, it was sixth grade. Anyway.
All right, forget about it.
Yeah, it was
No,
sixth grade.
I want to know the lore.
And-
It
and
was
we-
sixth grade.
Lord.
Well, yeah, it was sixth grade, but I thought it was the class we had to make those scrapbooks in, which I think I'm wrong. But anyway, this is kind of off topic. We had to make scrapbooks. I don't know if you guys remember making that, where you had to like get somebody to write something about you, like your role model, like a family member usually. And then you have to say where you think you're going to be in 10 years, what you want to grow up to be, like stuff like that. I flipped to the page where I think I'm going to be when I grow up. I said I'm going to be the starting first baseman for the New York Yankees. I'm a huge Yankee fan. I'm going to sign a 10-year, $300 million deal with them, 10 Gold Gloves, 5 World Series, bat 275. I didn't even give myself a 300 hitter. I'm going to live in the Bronx. I'm going to do all this. I went, who wrote this? I couldn't believe. I had a whole collage. I printed out pictures of them winning the World Series in 2009. It was unbelievable. To like bring that both up to you right now, but
I'm disgusted. I'm
Yeah,
really disgusted.
I'm actually shocked.
yeah,
I'm disgusted.
I know. I don't know what I was thinking.
I think I might
That's
want to.
phenomenal.
This might be the last podcast I ever do with you.
Croc might have to take
Disgusting.
over.
Well, we
Yeah.
still got 2 men, so
Yeah. Croc's got a point. As long as it's 2 men, it doesn't matter.
Too man, too good, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Too
But
man, too
as always, we got our last topic here. We got some rapid fire kind of questions for Croc. I'll kick it off real quick because it's a little ode to the Basement Yard when I listened to them back in the day. Every time they had a guest on, their old co-hosts Danny and Joe, they would ask their guests just some fun questions that
Oh, I'm excited for
some
this.
people ask. Honestly, Carl, you don't know the questions, so it can go for you as well. But so we got some fun questions here. So Croc, I'll ask you, how often do you wash your hair with,
every
shampoo?
day.
And conditioner every
every
day?
single day.
Shampoo, conditioner?
I'm not really a conditioner guy. I don't got much left.
Shampoo every day? Gotcha. Fair enough. Fair
Shampoo
enough.
every day. Yeah.
Carl, you every day?
Uh, um, no, not every day.
Yeah.
Recently I've been doing conditioner every day, but
Okay.
shampoo every like 1 to 2 days.
Okay, yeah, because I found out like you're not supposed to wash it every day.
I think it's a myth.
You think so? Are
I
you
don't believe it.
okay? Yeah.
I
Listen,
wash my hair every day since I was a child. Doesn't
that's
fall out.
that's what
We're
I
good.
felt. I always wash it every day, and then people are always like, "No, I wash it like every other day, every couple of days." So now I just kind of delay it sometimes. Saves conditioner and shampoo, but listen, that's just me. All right, now Croc, how often do you change your sheets?
Don't ask me this question.
This one could be interesting.
Hmm.
Probably every 2 weeks, maybe more.
Oh, that's not bad.
Maybe more.
All right.
And honestly, it just doesn't even cross my mind.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
you know why? You know why? Because I shower before I go to bed at night. I know most people shower in the morning.
You answer
So
one of my other questions.
I personally think my sheets are always clean.
Okay, that's fair. Listen,
And
That's
everybody
good.
says you
I'm with
sweat
you.
at night,
That's
but
a great
like,
That's
reason.
good.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's a great reason. That's one of my other questions. So I'll get to skip that. Carl, what about you? How often?
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
Oh, yikes.
No, just kidding. I would say very, very similar, like every once per 2 to 3 weeks. But
Okay,
I'm not gonna lie, I have gone probably a month and a half without changing my sheets.
dude.
Yeah, it's happened. You know,
Yeah, I
it's
think.
happened.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll call myself out here as well. I think even before like I met Taylor and stuff and had to focus on better on hygiene or whatever you want to call it, cleanliness. I mean, my sheets, I mean, I never even thought to change them. I would just, because I didn't hang out in my room a lot because I had the basement.
wait,
Yeah.
hold up.
Yeah.
So those could have been
Wait.
months, honestly, sometimes. Until I started, or even making friends, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I change it every couple of weeks." And I went, or even listening to this podcast, people are saying they change it every couple of weeks. I went, I might have not changed them in. I almost said 6 months. That might be a stretch, but
No, 6 months might be a stretch. But you know what, Tyler, I'm with you on that, man. It's not in the forefront of my mind.
yeah,
It's not.
No.
exactly. So then,
Especially like guys like Croc and I shower before I go to sleep like eight out of 10 times.
mhm,
Now it depends on when I come home from work. Sometimes I'm just shot and I just
Yeah.
lay in bed.
fair. And then, well, you answered.
I will say before you give me my next question,
Yeah.
laying down in fresh sheets is
It's
phenomenal.
fire. Yeah,
It
It feels
is,
like
yeah.
you're in like a hotel.
it does.
Yes.
It's just like a whole different bed.
Yes.
I just had to say that.
No, you have to.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love it too. And you did answer the shower question, nighttime or daytime. But this last one I have for you here is, how often do you change your towels, after using them? The same towel.
That's probably like 2 weeks, honestly.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
another thing. I don't think about it.
Yeah.
just
No,
never
I
think
know.
about it.
I know. Listen, I
It's
think
probably like 2 weeks, maybe more sometimes.
with the same towel, just like drying off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, exactly. I don't think about it.
It's
Carl?
probably horrible for me, but
Yeah. Carl?
For me, it's once a week. I
Okay.
hate getting out of the shower and having a damp towel. Like
Mm.
that's honestly one of like my biggest pet peeves.
Hmm.
I remember us being in Allen when I
Oh,
was
God.
at college, and I would get so fucking mad because I would put my towel there. I would just have washed it. It's dry, and I would go to take a shower and it would already be damp. And I'm like,
That's
how is this
terrible.
possible?
Mhm.
And it would be because we would have parties at our house at Allen, or we would have people over, and my towel was the first accessible, even though
Oh,
we had a hand towel in the
I
fucking and
definitely,
paper towels.
yeah.
But mine was literally accessible to everybody who was right there, and everybody would use their hands or use my towel to dry their hands, and I would get so pissed. So
Guilty.
yeah.
Absolutely guilty. I've definitely, not intentionally, but I've definitely been in there with a few drinks in me and just been like, oh, I need to dry my hands and just
Yeah.
Ted.
And I had some fire towels. They were really really nice.
They
Got everything off you, you know.
they were pretty cool. And yeah, no, that's all the questions I had. Another question they had, which I won't put you guys through. They always ask their guests. They said, "Can you name 5 Kid Rock songs?" And I don't think anyone was able
No.
to get it. I think I
could
know
not.
I can't
two.
get one.
Yeah,
I don't think I can
couldn't.
get one.
yeah, exactly. So that's why I was even gonna put us through that. So that's the questions I had. Carl, I know you had a nice list of questions as well.
Yeah, I got some this or that's, Croc, for you. First one is definitely a good one. So basically, just pick one or the other that I'm going to give you. But the first one I have is, whose takes do you think are hotter, Tyler's or Carl's?
In what topic? Just in
Anything,
general?
just in general, overall. Like, who has the hotter takes?
I think Carl probably has the hotter
Let's
takes.
go. Let's go.
Honestly,
Yeah,
that might not be a good thing. I'll be honest.
yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
care.
know. Usually,
I
how
don't
the takes
care.
are out there,
Score
man.
for me.
I'm
Score
pretty.
for me.
I am pretty vanilla. So
All right. Next one I got for you is Marvel or DC?
wow.
MCU or DC,
Yeah,
or just in general.
just in general. Just in general, like characters, like which characters do you like better? Marvel or DC?
Probably Marvel.
All
DC
right,
is really close
it
though,
is
Mhm.
the fact that it took you that long, I can tell there's just like the toss up you had in your head.
because Batman's so good.
So good.
Mhm.
Batman's a goat. Batman's a goat. Baseball or football?
Probably football.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Not bad.
Pizza or hot dogs?
Pizza.
All
Yes,
right.
I didn't need to think about that. Sorry, Tyler, but
It's all right.
Beer or liquor?
beer.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then my final one I had to change. But ScarJo or Ana de Arma?
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I might go Anna.
Wow.
That might be a
Wow.
hot take.
No, honestly, I'm with you on the Ana de Arma train. I freaking love her, man.
Okay,
I
man.
love her.
Just the
But-
accent. It's like
But like ScarJo in Iron Man 2,
Yeah.
I just
all
saw,
right.
I
All
just
right.
saw this
I'm back.
I just saw this scene, bro, that I remember watching it for the first time. The scene where ScarJo first comes on scene in Iron Man 2 when she comes into the ring when Robert Downey Jr. and like Happy are like boxing,
Mhm.
and he basically like holds the rope up for her and she like ducks in and just like comes up. I lost it. I was like, damn.
I think she's better in Winter Soldier.
Winter
She
Soldier,
is
yeah.
really sexy in Winter Soldier. She is.
Yeah, Winter Soldier's not bad
Kiss
either.
me. Kiss me. What? Kissing people in a public setting makes people awkward. Yes, it does.
Yes. Do it. Yeah, no, you might get Croc back on the train.
No, but I
Yeah.
honestly think
You
right
might.
now,
You
to
keep
this
talking
day,
about her. I might get back.
right now to this day, Ana de Arma. I am really excited. I don't know if you saw the trailer though, Croc, for Ballerina, the John Wick movie that's coming out.
I did not.
Oh my God, it looks fire. So it's basically Ana de Arma in a John Wick movie. Like she's the star of the movie. But it's
Wow.
like
I'm
John
sold.
Wick universe. Yeah, no, I'm sold. You don't need to know anything else but that.
I just got to put a quick note in. Sydney Sweeney's mid.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, yeah.
Saving the hottest
let's-
takes for last, my friend.
Hot take.
Let's literally talk about this because prior to recording this, I had to ask him what his celebrity crush was just to kind of gauge my last question. And I was like, "Are you a fan of Sydney Sweeney?" Because I didn't want to ask celebrity crush, and he was like, "No, I think she's mid." What?
Other than her assets, she's got nothing. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you. She's just a regular face.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, listen, man, I like you noting that.
There's
Oh,
got to be an
God.
edit up there of her without the assets, and I guarantee you, everyone says she's mid.
Dude, no, bro, no. She's a very beautiful girl.
All right, Carl, you got a hot take.
Beautiful personality.
Carl, you got a hot take to end it? Because I think I have one in my
Two
mind.
personalities.
Go with yours first.
I just said this to Taylor actually the other day. Now that you brought this up, Croc, but I said the same thing about Sabrina Carpenter. I said,
All right.
I said mid.
All right.
Dude,
This episode's over, boys.
What?
This episode's
Yeah,
over.
man. Yeah, I just said, yeah. Listen, not that she's ugly.
What?
I just don't see the hype.
Drink because of that. I gotta take a drink now.
What? What?
I just
What?
didn't see the hype. Yeah.
No,
Well,
I love
when Nick
Sabrina
watches this
Carpenter.
episode, he's gonna be not happy with you.
He's gonna be all right. Yeah, she's not gonna be happy. He's not gonna be happy. She has phenomenal music. I listen multiple times to her new album. Phenomenal. She has some good songs. I'm not taking away any of her talent.
I don't know if
I
I
kind
have.
of see where you're coming from, but I don't.
Yeah, the one thing is, I think that really took it away is she was on that show, Girl Meets World, and that show to me was so terrible. It kind of scored me because she was a star on that show, and
She was a star on that show, but I just love Sabrina Carpenter.
no, yeah, listen,
Like,
that's
dude,
I'll throw it in there too for my hot take since Croc threw one out there. I just want to throw one out there because he reminded me.
It's fair. Carl, you got
Um,
one at this point?
yeah,
me.
honestly, out of all the women we've talked about, I take Haley Steinfeld over all of them. That's my hot take. But
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
crazy too.
yeah, sorry. That's my girl. That's my girl. That's my hot take.
Jeez. All right. Hey, listen, guys. We ended this podcast on a steaming hot train right now, and we hope you enjoyed it, Croc. We appreciate you again for being a avid listener and hopping on with us. You got any final thoughts besides the take you just had for the lovely fans?
I think I'm all done with the hot takes. It's been a great time with the boys, and I look
Let's
forward to
go. Let's go.
this thing coming out and everyone watching it. It's gonna be
Yeah, I
great.
can't wait. Cannot wait.
Absolutely, yeah. So as always, guys, we appreciate you listening. Keep subscribing, keep liking, keep commenting, keep buying merch, doing all that good stuff. And we hope you guys enjoyed and have a great rest of your weekend and month and year and whatever.
And let's go, Mets.
And let's go Mets.
And let's go Yankees.
There it is. All right. Peace out.